Awesome. Well, there we go. Sweet. Here we are. Thank you so much. So we'll just get things started. Go ahead and tell us like who you are and where you serve and a little bit about you.
All right. So my name is Tiffany Brown. I am the technical director at St. Mark Baptist Church in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Excellent. So we're talking about phone live streaming and your church's use of that service. What I would love to know is go back to before you were using them or when you first heard about them. What express to us your biggest objection or your biggest skepticism before you started using phone live streaming?
So what's interesting is I really wasn't a skeptic. So what happened was the pandemic hit, which affected everybody. And we had a group of members that were older. So they didn't have internet. So there was really no way for them to connect. And I literally just started Google searching phone live streaming because somebody was telling us that there was ways that you could like take the audio to like a almost like a Zoom call type thing and send it out that way. And we couldn't like conference call. It was like conference call style. So we couldn't figure out how to logistically make that work. So I think it was 3 months. I'm almost positive it was 3 months into the pandemic after everything had shut down. I did a Google search and phonelivestreaming.com popped up. They had just like at first when I Googled, there was nothing out there. And it popped up and I was like, I think I found something. And we literally just we jumped on it. Like there was no hesitation. It was like, let's just see. Like we were, it was to the point to where it's been 3 months. Our older members, they hadn't had church or anything. And the first time it went out, one of our members, she called us, she cried. Because for the first time in 3 months, she was able to hear her pastor's voice. And that's when we knew we hit the jackpot.
I love it. That is incredible. Thank you for sharing. That is
Yeah.
really cool. So then there probably wasn't any like, perspective shift from before and after, obviously, but let's go into then as you've used it, can you share a specific use case or tip or example like something specific that you have used it for that you would like to share?
Not in particular. We were using livestream.com before. And so I will say it was a little bit easier on the setup with them. We've switched over to Resi. And so I think I reached out to support or someone to get help with that because I was having a hard time figuring out which codes that I was supposed to use for that. But other than that, it's so easy. It's so easy. So there's not really, I think they have found a way to make the process so simple. Okay, one thing we were able to do, I'll take that. Okay, had to sit and think about that for a second. The custom greetings, that was really cool for us. So we had our pastors record those greetings so that they can hear the pastors' voices instead of using the ones that they have set. So that was a really cool feature. So they get to, hop in and it makes it feel a little bit more personal because Pastor John or Pastor Chris is talking directly to me. So that was one of the features I think was really cool is you can change out all of those greetings and upload your own. You don't have to just go with the robotic voice.
Awesome. Yeah, I love to hear that. That's cool.
Yeah.
So then if you had the opportunity to chat with somebody who might be on the fence about using phone live streaming, what would you say to them?
I've actually done it. To be honest, a lot of churches look to us for advice on tech stuff and what to do. And I've told several churches about it. I'm like, you guys just need to get it. Like it's easy to use. It's good for your elder members. And then, the one part that the website has pointed out to us is even good for those people in rural communities where the internet is not that great. So they can we have the feature where you can call from a landline or a cell phone, which that's so helpful for your elderly members. So it's a great way just to stay connected and just it's not expensive. The guys give a great great rate. They work with you on that. And honestly, if you're not phone live streaming, what are you doing?
Awesome. And then lastly, Tiffany, is there anything that you haven't been able to say yet that you would like to say from the heart here?
I would say that there's a Facebook page that can be helpful that I think anyone who's using the service should join. And a lot of times you all send out tips about how to use the service. There's a new one that they just sent out about how you can create pre-recorded announcements to get out to your church, which is actually really cool because let's say there's some bad weather in your area, you can pre-record something and that phone call can go out to all your people so that they know that church is closed, or at least to the older folks that are streaming in and listening on the phone call so they can know what's going on. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
That kind of wraps up the formal, questions.
Okay.
There's just a few others that I had. So
Yeah.
you didn't mention how you started with them. I always like to ask, how'd you hear about them, which was great. So, and you mentioned this a little bit, but can you go over with me, what's your current tech stack setup? Like, so what are you using and stuff?
For all of our tech stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned Resi, and then
Yeah.
do you have any, so what other, what are all the little tools and things that you have
Oh
going
my
on?
gosh. Most of our production stuff is Black Magic, of course.
Okay.
We have the huge switchboard that we have two ME systems. So I can put things different on the stream than I can in the sanctuary, which is helpful.
Okay.
We ended up with Resi because we use push pay.
Okay.
We started with push pay. Then we had a pastor that came in and said, "Hey guys, have you guys heard about CCB?" So then we added CCB, and then they were like, "Hey, CCB and push just merged. Great." And then they merged with Resi. So we
Got
were
it.
like, let's just keep it all under one umbrella. And we were satisfied with livestream.com.
Yeah.
The only issue with them was Vimeo bought them out.
Okay.
And so now they're going through and they're like, hey, we want to renegotiate everybody's contract. And
Okay.
I think we were paying like maybe $1,200 a year. And they do everything according to your church's membership size, not necessarily, and some of what you're streaming. So we're considered a mega church, even though, in person, we're not seeing mega church numbers, but that's what they consider us, a mega church. Mm-hmm. So I think it was like almost $30,000 they wanted to charge us for streaming. So
you're like, we're gonna check some.
Yeah. So, and they couldn't tell us when they were going to end the service. They were like, it's going to end at some point. So we didn't want to be stuck scrambling. So when push pay merged with Resi, we were like, well, let's look into that.
Okay.
And we decided to go with Resi. So that's really, everything goes through Resi. It allows you to simulcast.
Yeah.
So it sends it to our Facebook page, our YouTube, and our church online, and the phone call.
Perfect.
We had a limit with the church live stream. If you send it to Facebook, you could only send it to Facebook, but you could simulcast to other places all at once. But this one, everything goes out there.
Everything goes out. Perfect. Awesome. Yep. Sweet. And then I always love to take the opportunity when we're chatting with people. Do you have any like suggestions or observations or anything that we can do to make the phone live streaming service better?
I don't think so. Because I want to say, I don't even remember what the onboarding process was like. So like I said, soon as the company opened, we were like,
bam, you were there.
I was like, yes. But I just remember it's pretty simple to use. The only thing I would say is maybe on the analytics side, possibly.
Okay.
Because each week, or each month, I have to give our leaders our streaming numbers.
Right.
And so the way it's set up now, I have to kind of go through, and I typically do anything 20 minutes or longer. And I have to literally count the phone number.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, because it shows you like the time and when they call, and so I have to kind of like just count the numbers to see I haven't figured out.
Got it. So
Maybe,
you see the phone number, how long they were on, and so you're trying to find the
yeah,
ones that were on for 20 minutes or longer. So it'd be
yeah.
nice if there was like a filter or search or something to make the
Yeah,
analytics a little cleaner.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
great.
And
That's
then I
great
think I
feedback.
tried to download the Excel and it just really got out of control.
Okay,
I think if you're an Excel mastermind, that you could probably figure out how to narrow it down, but I'm
okay,
not one of those people. So
okay.
just something that like you can filter it through and just get only, people that are on 20 minutes or more for this day.
Cool.
That would be
Okay.
great.
Awesome. Well, thank you. That is great feedback. I know that, David and Hugh, they're really, they care and they're really
Yeah, they do.
into that. And so thank you. I'll definitely obviously share this with them and yeah, we really appreciate your time and your thoughts
All
and your
right.
feedback. So if
No
you need
problem.
anything, reach out, let us know. And
Okay.
yeah, God
I
bless you at your
appreciate you
church and thank
guys.
you so much. So
Thank you. Have a good
take care.
evening. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.